institution is undertaking, I believe that, skill development could, in a larger sense, could form an important segment, Anil, if you think about it, because it is very badly needed. There is a very significant focus of the government in training those skills which are required in this country and in the rest of the world. On the one hand, it will solve the problem of underemployment or even unemployment, and on the other, it will produce those skills which will, in turn, result in the production of goods and services which our society needs in India and which societies elsewhere in the world would be in need of. Well, friends, as I said, at this point of time, though practically all of you are already in unemployment or the other, I believe that those very few who have chosen to strike out on their own by becoming entrepreneurs, although in the beginning life may be a little tough for them, I think that again is an area of great opportunity in our country. And we need such men and women of great determination to venture on their own, so that, on the one hand, instead of being an employee, he or she would be providing employment to the others, and in that process they would be doing something which is to their entire liking. Well, all of us would like to do what we like to do, but most of us don't get that opportunity, whether you are in the government or a company or whatever it is. You can take it that you are in the area of finance, or you are in the area of marketing, or human resource development, etc., etc. But how many of us can sincerely say that, look, I do what I like? Not many of us can do that. Certainly, most of us in government have no chance even of thinking that. You are not on your own. But if you have the guts to get into doing something on your own, you will achieve a tremendous satisfaction, when you succeed, even if that success is very little by the common yardsticks or the common measurement, but it gives you a great satisfaction, and at the same time it will motivate others. You can set an example for others to emulate, and in addition to all that, you would have the satisfaction that you are giving opportunities for others who are not perhaps as determined or as resolute as you are, or those who do not perhaps have the resources or the will that you possess. Well, I don't intend rambling like this for a long period of time. I had a written kind of a text kind of a speech which I thought I better avoid, particularly when I came to know that most of you are already employed, and I know that you are not the kind who would like to be given a sermon, even from an old man like me. But I realize that sometimes I would like to think the way in which youngsters do things, and it is a wonderful opportunity for me to be in the midst of such bright young men and women who are not just on the threshold, but who have just got into something which they have been hoping for, working for many years. I'm sure on the one hand they will give tremendous satisfaction to their parents, and on the other hand they will start building futures of their own. So all I can wish for most of you, I hope, is that stabilize on your job, get married, raise a good family, and be good citizens of this country. And while doing all that, while doing all that, you could, not always, once in a while, because we have to be practical about it, think of many others whom we have left behind. Even in your own, even from the institution from which you did your schooling or your first degree, you may have left many behind. Maybe because perhaps we may think that we are brighter, perhaps somebody else may think that you are more fortunate, but whatever that is, you are definitely more fortunate than they are. So That is spare a thought for them, particularly those who haven't had the opportunity of, getting academic training in an institution like this. Not many people do get that opportunity. So you are, I believe well, it will come to you as you grow older and older that you will think of those who haven't had the good fortune like you have, being part of a very, forgive my using that word, a very elite kind of a society. This is an institution not of a very ordinary level. Not many people can aspire to reach here. So those of you who have reached here, who have successfully completed this program, they are they are among the very, very few hundred such fortunate men and women. So that's a great blessing. Let's hope that you would, while enjoying the blessing, spare a thought for those who are less fortunate than all of us are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your ideas that you shared with us, particularly endorsing the work that we are doing over here in this institute, and also reminding us that once in a while we need to look towards those who are not so fortunate as we could be. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, may I have your permission to declare the convocation closed? The convocation is closed. May I request all of you to please rise for the national anthem.